Welcome to Famed Computer World. This is second class of MySQL. In this video, I will explain about different SQL commands in which we can do different types of functions in MySQL database. So first point, I have written that SQL commands are used to perform various functions. Like, what are the different functions? Create tables, add data to tables, modify data, drop the table, and set permissions for users and many more. That means by using SQL commands, we do different functions in MySQL database. Like, we can create table, then after we can add data, then we can modify data. If there will be any changes in the data, then we can do by using different commands. Then we can also drop the table. Drop means remove. Then we will also set permissions for the users. Okay. Next point, there are different types of SQL commands. What are these? First point, data definition language. Second one is data manipulation language. Third one is transaction control language. Then fourth one is data control language. These are four types of SQL commands. First, I will discuss about data definition language. Okay. So, in data definition language, first point, DDL is used to define the structure of the table. Okay. That means at the time, by using DDL command, we can create database, we can create table. Okay. So, next point, it allows to create, alter, remove, and modify the structure of database objects in a database. So, by using different DDL commands, we can create our database and table. We can alter. Alter means change. We can change the table information. Okay. Then remove. We can remove and modify the structure of database. We can modify the structure of database objects. Here object means table. So, we can change the structure, means we can change the columns by using DDL command. Next point, it consists of various commands. So, what are these? First, it provides create command. Okay, by using create command, we can create a database and tables with a desired structure. So, create command is used to create a database and a table. Okay. Next point, alter. So, alter command is, this command is used to alter, means change. This command is used to alter the structure of the database table. So, if you want to change the structure, means if you want to remove a column, if you want to add a more one column, so in this case you will use alter command. Next point, we can use this command to add of additional column. So, and also drop existing column and even change the data type of column in a database table. So, by using alter command, we can add column in a given table. Okay. So, then after we can drop the existing column. If there will be no requirement of any one column, then we can easily remove that column. Okay. So, next point, drop command. Then this command is used to remove objects from the database. So, drop command is used to remove objects. Remove objects. Here object means we can drop database or table. Okay. So, here remove objects means we can drop, remove database and tables from the database. Okay. Next, truncate. This command is used to remove all records from a table. Okay, this actually truncate command is used to remove all the records from a table. just wait. After this command, I will explain about 3 command. Okay, that one, first truncate, then drop, then delete. What are the use of these 3 commands? Okay, after some time I will explain about it. Next, rename command. This command is used to rename an object. So if you want to rename the name of a table, then you can change that table name by using a rename command. Okay. Next, I will explain about data manipulation language. Data manipulation language, first one I have written that DML provides various commands used to access and manipulate data in existing database. So, in an existing database, if you want to access or manipulate different functions, so you have to use DML command. Next point, here manipulation. What do you mean by manipulation? Here manipulate means inserting data into database table. So in the case of data manipulation language, we will it provides different commands. Different commands. By using that command, we can manipulate. Manipulate means inserting data into database table, then retrieving existing data. Whatever the data exists in a table, we can retrieve. Okay, retrieve means we can access that data to see. Next, deleting data from existing table. We can delete data from existing tables and modify existing data if there is any error in your name. Okay, so first I will give you an example. First, you have entered your name, so you wrongly written your name. So if you want to edit that name by then we can easily edit by using data manipulation language command. Okay, modify command we can use. Next, various DML commands are first insert command. Okay, so insert, this command is used to insert data into a table. Actually, insert command is used to insert data into a table. That means after creating a database, then we will create a table. Then after, for inserting data into that table, we will use insert command. Okay. Next, after that, select command. This command is used to retrieve data from a database and its objects. Okay. So after creation of the table, then after we will insert data into that table. Then after, if you want to see that data, then you will use select command to retrieve or access that data whatever you entered. Next point, I have written that update command. Update command is used to update existing data within a table. That means you have already entered the data. If you want to change or modify any data, then you can use update. Okay. Next, delete command. This command is used to delete the records from a table. So delete command is used to delete the records of a table. So here I will explain about 3 commands. That is, first one is drop command, second one is truncate command, third one is delete. These 3 commands are used to remove records. Okay, so what are the unique means actually why we will use 3 commands? Actually 3 commands are both used for remove, but drop command where we will use, and truncate command where we will use, and delete command in which purpose we will use. First, listen that drop command is used to remove the database or table. Okay, so if you want to remove the database directly, then you will use drop command, or to remove table. Okay, then in the case of truncate, truncate command is used to remove all the records, not the table or database. Okay, so truncate command is used to remove the data, whatever you entered in the table. Okay, it will not remove the table name or table columns. It will not remove the column names, but the data or the information whatever you entered in that table, that will be removed. Okay, so then next after that, delete command. Actually, delete command is used to remove a single record from a database table. Okay, so first I will give you an example. Suppose you have a table. Okay, so there are that table contains 10 records. Okay, that table contains 10 records. 10 records of, if you want to delete 9 number records. Okay, 9 number records, then in that case you will use delete command. Okay, next, second, if you want to delete all the records, not the table or database, then in that case you will use truncate command. Okay, next, in the case if you want to remove the database directly, then in that case you will use drop command. Finally, got it? Next I will explain about transaction control language. Okay, first point I have written that TCL commands are used to manage the transactions in database and also used to manage the changes made by DML statement. Actually, TCL commands are used to manage the transactions, okay, in database. So there are different transactions we are doing in a database. So to control that transaction, we will use transaction control languages. Okay, so here I want to say one thing. What are the transactions? So simply, whatever if you are inserting a data, okay, that statement is known as a transaction. Okay, next point I have written that a transaction is a single unit of work. Okay, a transaction is a single work. So we can say that each transaction, so we can say that each individual statement is a transaction. Okay, so each individual statement is a transaction. I have already told to you that what means if you are inserting a record, then that is a transaction. And next, if you are removing a record, then that is also a transaction. If you are updating a record, then that is also a transaction. Each statement, I have already told you that each individual statement is known as a transaction. Next point I have written that if a transaction is successful, means if a transaction goes successful, then all the data modification made during the transaction are committed. That means if you got that a transaction got successful, then all the modification made at that time of transaction will be committed, means saved permanently. Okay, and became a permanent part of the database. I have already told that. Then if a transaction got successful, then all the modification are done at that time, then that modification will be saved permanently. Next point, one thing is that I am saying that commit already always on. Okay, auto commit. Next, second point, if a transaction encounters an error, okay, listen that at the time of a transaction, if any error will occur, then that must be cancelled or rolled back. Then totally transaction will be cancelled or rolled back. Then all the data modification are erased. Okay, so there will be no any modification if any error will occur at the time of transaction. Okay, then in the previous state, whatever the data was, then that will save in that position. Okay, next point, various TCL commands are. What are the different TCL commands? First, I have written that commit. Commit is a command of TCL. So, what is the use of TCL? What is the use of commit command? Okay, first I have written that this command is used to save the work done, okay, after a single transaction or single statement execution. If you will use commit statement or commit command, then that will save permanently. Okay, so commit command is used to save the work permanently. Next, save point. Save point, what is the use of save point command? This command is used to identify a point in a transaction to which you can later roll back. Okay, so if you are doing, okay, I am giving an example, please listen. If you are doing 5 transactions, okay, 5 transactions. So first you did first transaction, then second transaction, then after you save a point after second transaction. Okay, saved a point by use save point name. We will give save point name by using a save point name. Okay, then after you did third transaction, then after you did fourth transaction, then after you did fifth transaction. After completion of fifth transaction, if you want to roll back to the third transaction, then we can roll back. If we will not use save point, then we cannot roll back to the previous transaction. Okay, so we will use save point to roll back to a particular transaction. Okay, next, roll back. Yeah, I've already told that. Rollback to a rollback command is used to roll back means means to roll here. This actually, listen, that rollback command is used to roll back the transaction to a particular number of transactions. That means this command is used to restore database, means it will roll back to the previous transaction. Okay, to means restore database to original since the last commit. Okay, so it will roll back to the last commit. Okay, next point, a set transaction. What is the use of set transaction command? This command is used to establish properties for the current transaction. Okay, set transaction command is used to establish properties for the current transaction. Here, properties means to set the read or write operation of transaction. Okay, by using set transaction, if we will assign the read, then that transaction will be only read purpose. Here there is two words, that is read and write. Read means you can open the database and see. Okay, then in case of a write operation, you can open the database and you can see your data and you can change. Okay, here read means only open the database and you can see your data. But in the case of write operation, you will open the database and see your data and you can change also. Okay, so by using set transaction, we can set such type of properties. Next, I will explain about you data control language. Then, first point, DCL commands are used to assign security labels. Okay, there are different commands I have already told you. So, DCL command is used to assign security label. Here, security label means those person who will access the database, who will change the database. Okay, so these are the different security label. Okay, we can provide to the database by using DCL command. Next point, I have written that it is also used to grant defined role and access data to the users. So there are different users to access the database. So it will provide the users who can access the data and what will be the role on that database. Okay, it will give permission. By we can give the permission to the user by using DCL command. Next point, I have written that there are two kind of users. So in previous point, I have told that users. Then what are the users and types of user? There are actually two kinds of user. First user means users, that is they work with the data. Users means, I will give an example. We are different users. Okay. I have written that they work with the data but cannot change the structure of the database. Okay, users use the data but he has not able to change the database. Okay, structure of the database means we cannot modify, change, update information in that database. Users only use the database. Okay, whatever stored in the database. But in the case of admin is a user. Admin, what can admin do? Admin can change the structure of the database and control access to the database objects. Okay, admin can give the permission to the users, in which the users can use that database. And if admin want to change, then admin can change the structure of the database. Here structure means it can change the table name, table columns names, the data inserted into table, everything the admin can change. In our real life example, Facebook, WhatsApp, you are creating your WhatsApp group. In that case, we are users and there will be admin. Admin can change the group name. Admin can change the admin can add the numbers. Admin can remove the numbers. Okay, so the users cannot do it, but the admin can do it. So this is the example of users and admin. Okay, next, there are two types of DCL commands. What are these? First, I have written that grant. The grant command is used to give users access permission to database. Okay, so by using grant command, we will provide access permission to the database. Okay, so by using grant command, a user can get permission to access the databases. Then after getting the permission of databases, then what is the use of revoke command? There is another one command of DCL, that is a revoke command. This command is used to withdraw access. So after access the database, then you will log out. Okay, after login, then you have to log out. So revoke command uses as a logout. Okay, so what I have written, this command is used to withdraw access permissions given with the grant command. Grant command gives the permission to access the database, and the revoke command is used to withdraw that permission. Okay, in which the user can't any more access to the database. Okay, thanks to all, and please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Okay, and you please continue classes. I will upload, okay, next classes. Okay, in my next class I will display you how to download and install and how to create database MySQL. Okay, so yeah, all those things I will display in my next video. Please subscribe and like. Okay, thanks to